Hello, YouTube. Ivy here once again, and I know I sound kind of weird to describe myself, Ivy, but I'm still thinking about what name I should change my YouTube channel. I'm still brainstorming, but if you guys remember why I call myself Isabel Ivy from SoulCalibur 6 is because I got very upset that YouTube essentially banned my original gaming channel all because I was playing SoulCalibur 6. There was nothing altered in Soul Calibur 6. It was just me playing, and because of that, YouTube just determined that it was inappropriate, even though, the game is supposed to look like that. Like the footage that you see here, that's how the game is supposed to look like. But anyway, enough about the rant. In this video, what I want to discuss is what I want to see for Soul Calibur 7 and what my personal biggest fear for Soul Calibur 7. So to start off, Soul Calibur 6, I will confess, it's my very first Soul Calibur game. I honestly haven't tried the other Soul Calibur's game, and I really do want to try them, but the problem is they're in different gaming platforms, so I don't think I'm gonna have access for them. Even if I get the game itself, I don't think I'll get the access. But anyway, Soul Calibur 6 itself, it's very fun. I play it on PC. And Soul Calibur 6, what I love about it is the fluidity of the fighting style. And as I stated before, Soul Calibur 6, it's created by the same developer as Taken. And the way the fighting game feels, it feels very similar to Taken. I know Soul Calibur 6 is his own game, and obviously, instead of fist kicks and elbows, this game is all about swords and hitting your opponent's long range and countering their attacks. And honestly, I kind of like that fighting style. I kind of like the uniqueness of that fighting style. So, what I want to see in Soul Calibur 7 is essentially the continuation of what they did correctly and just bring it to Soul Calibur 7 but tweak it a bit better. Now, to start off with the obvious, obviously in Soul Calibur 7, I want to see a huge graphical improvement, especially the fact that it's been almost 7 years ever since Soul Calibur 6 was released. And aside from that, I want to see something similar from what made Soul Calibur 6 great. And from my understanding, the reason why Soul Calibur 6 is considered a very good game is because Soul Calibur 2 or 3, I'm not sure which one, but it's either 2 or 3, it was like the peak of Soul Calibur, and it was like the best out of all Soul Calibur games. And the number one reason why is because of the fluidity and the movement, and the fact that when you press a button, it feels natural the way the character moves around. And Soul Calibur 6 kind of brought that fluidity back, and it made the series popular again. From what I understand from other Soul Calibur fans, Soul Calibur 4 and I think 5, they sort of brought everything slow down, and it was a little too slow, so slow that it got players a little frustrated. And if you watch Soul Calibur 4 gameplay in comparison to Soul Calibur 3 or 2, you will notice that Soul Calibur 4 is a lot slow, and it's kind of embarrassing because at that time, Soul Calibur 4 came out when the PS3 was kind of like something brand new, and at the same time, Soul Calibur was gradually gaining popularity to the point where they had special guests from other video games. And Soul Calibur 4 featured Star Wars characters, which surprised a lot of people. It surprised people about Yoda, Darth Vader, and of course Starkiller from Force Unleashed to be included in Soul Calibur 4. And not to mention at the time, Ivy, she had a very kinky costume design, and that design was kind of pushing the boundary of what's appropriate. And yet, the game sell pretty well, but at the same time, it got players frustrated, especially the die-hard Soul Calibur fan from 2 and 3. And what made the die-hard fans frustrated with Soul Calibur 4 was the movement. It was very slow for its, for the game design, and it was considered a step back from it. There were some improvements, but it was still a step back. Soul Calibur 5 improved the movement, but it was still frustrating, and because this quote unquote success from Soul Calibur 4 sales, they kind of gave the game a little bit more budget. And for the guest character, it was Ezio from Assassin's Creed. And despite all that, Soul Calibur 5 did not sell very well, especially in terms of return revenue, because according to gaming journalists, Soul Calibur 5 had a lot higher budget, but the revenue that the money coming back, it didn't do so well. So because of that, when they make Soul Calibur 6, they had a tighter budget. And ironically enough, Soul Calibur 6 it sold super well despite the smaller budget. And because it sold super well, they had a couple of DLCs and merchandise, and even those sell very well. They had Near Automata, and of course, Geralt from Rivia from the Witcher series. And because of all that, Soul Calibur 6 is considered a success. But the game series is still underrated, and the developers they're fully self-aware about this. They're also aware that Tekken, in comparison to Soul Calibur, far outmatch and far more popular than Soul Calibur. So they're putting their money worth in Tekken series. And right now, Tekken 8 just came out. Well, at the point of me making this video, it's been a few months already. Tekken 8 came out, but it sold super well. And the only thing I see about Tekken 8 negative is the update. There's a recent update, and I saw the fans getting super pissed about the developers about changing some kind of core mechanic. I gotta do a little more research about Tekken 8 recent drama, but there's some drama going on in Tekken 8. But overall, Tekken 8 sold very well and is considered a success. So there's a huge sign that Soul Calibur 7 might be in the plans, but the developers they're kind of hesitate because Soul Calibur is once again underrated. Soul Calibur is popular enough to have recognition, but it's underrated when you compare that popularity to Mortal Kombat series, Injustice series, the Tekken series, like basically other fighting games, even Marvel vs. Capcom, even Street Fighters. And keep in mind, there's a bunch of other fighting games that came out. So Street Fighter is one of them, and so is Dragon Ball, um, the Dragon Ball fighting game series. So the developers they're very hesitant, and here's my personal thoughts and opinion: what the developers should do when they make Soul Calibur 7. What they should do, aside from the obvious, which is updating and massively improving the graphics, what they also should do is pay close attention what Soul Calibur did correctly that made it so popular in the first place, and sort of carry forward to that to Soul Calibur 7, and of course continue the story, but have the storytelling massively improved, and whatever gameplay that made Soul Calibur 7 fun, I mean Soul Calibur series fun, carry forward that in Soul Calibur 7 with minor tweaks. And what the developers should do when it comes to gameplay is make sure the game is fun and fair. I repeat, fun and fair. Don't have mechanics that makes players upset because the mechanic is very one-sided or unfair or something that people could abuse. Make sure that it's both fun and fair, and pay close attention how players react to it. As I stated, Soul Calibur 6 is like the return of Soul Calibur 3 and 2 movement fluidity, and a lot of players they love it. And in my opinion, I think that's the main reason why Soul Calibur 6 got popular and way more successful than 4 or 5. Definitely 5. It got way more successful than 5. And on top of that, because of the guest character, Witcher from, yeah, Geralt of Rivia from the Witcher series and Nier Automata, it made the game even more popular. And on top of that, there's the creation mode where you could customize your character and make them kind of goofy. I really hope that creation mode carry forward to 7 and of course have more guest characters. But what I want to see, aside from graphical improvements, some gameplay improvements, is also storytelling. Like have storytelling way better than six's storytelling. Because a lot of players pointing out that the storytelling in six, it's all about still image and voice acting. But they're kind of frustrated about that, and this is kind of like a telltale sign that Soul Calibur 6 was on a very tight budget, especially when you compare it to Soul Calibur 5. So, yeah. And one last thing, especially the fact that you see a footage here of me playing Ivy. I really, when it comes to female character design, in my opinion, the developers they have two options: either make the female characters more appropriate, or have the female characters look a little. What's the best way I could say it? Still have the female characters look appropriate, but they're pushing that boundary of what's appropriate. And if you guys want to know my opinion, I feel like the developers they should continue that. They should continue making female character look provocative, but at the same time appropriate. But they're pushing that boundary of what's appropriate. So my favorite female character, Ivy, that you see right here, she's pushing that boundary, and she did the same thing in Soul Calibur 4. In Soul Calibur 4, she was literally a controversial figure, and the main reason why was because of her costume design. In Soul Calibur 6, it's sort of like a reminder of that design and of that controversy. And yet, the video game itself is deemed appropriate enough to be rated 16 ages and up. But she's pushing that boundary, and in my opinion, they should continue doing that. Well, guys, I think I ranted enough here, but I'm very curious about your opinion, and please leave a comment down in the comment section below. So, guys, yeah, that's all I want to see in Soul Calibur 7. I want to see basically what made Soul Calibur awesome and carry forward to the new game 7 if the developers ever make 7. But what I really want to see even more is have the developers pay close attention to the Soul Calibur community, because in my opinion, if they pay attention to their community, it will definitely make the game even more popular, and they will definitely rack up a lot of money. If they want to see proof of this, like proving that developers that listen to the gaming community makes a lot of profit, look no further than Helldivers. Helldivers 2, the developers they pay attention to the community, and because of that, Helldivers 2, the game itself, raked up a lot of money for them, so they're gaining a lot of profits because of that. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for listening, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.